If you think you're alone in a rental house, check the vents, because sometimes the house is booked, but the tenant is already living inside. My name is John. 4 years, my wife, Sarah, and I ran this huge, modern house, deep in the Montana woods, as an Airbnb. It was a perfect system. Guests checked themselves in with a code I'd send. We never even had to see them. It was the dream of passive income, a way to pay off this beautiful, isolated home. But that isolation, miles from anyone, would soon become my worst nightmare. And it all started with a booking I almost forgot. That was my first mistake. Forgetting the stranger who now had the keys to my life. A guest, calling himself Michael T, booked a full 7-day stay. His profile seemed normal, full of positive reviews from other hosts. He was polite, no red flags. So, I sent him the 4-digit door code, and his reservation began. Just like clockwork, on the second day, the first weird text came through. The heating system is completely shut off. It's freezing in here. I immediately apologized, jumping onto my phone to check the smart thermostat. But it was working perfectly, set to a comfortable 72 degrees. I texted him back, letting him know the system looked fine on my end. His reply was almost instant. "Oh, strange. It must have fixed itself. Thanks for the quick response." I brushed it off. Tech glitches happen, right, but something kept bugging me. Later that evening, I pulled up the feed from the exterior security camera, just to double, and that's when I saw it. The car parked in my driveway wasn't the luxury sedan Michael T had listed on his profile. It was a beat-up, muddy pickup truck. A small detail, maybe, but it was red flag number 1. A knot of unease started to form in my stomach. Why would a guest lie about their car? 2 days later, on day 4, I had a legitimate reason to go to the house. I needed to drop off a new, more secure lockbox. I waited until I saw on the camera that the muddy truck was gone. Then I drove over. I quickly let myself in, planning to be in and out in 5 minutes. The main living area was spotless. Everything was tidy. But the air, it felt heavy and unnaturally cold. As I walked down the hall towards the master bedroom, I noticed the closet door was cracked open just a little. I glanced down, and my blood ran cold. Tucked under the bed, almost hidden in the shadows, was a pair of oversized, muddy hiking boots. T, were they huge? Way too large to belong to the person I imagined Michael T to be, and they looked like they hadn't moved in days. Caked in dry mud, a deep, primal dread washed over me. This didn't make any sense. Primera vez que Hawaii, pulling the master bedroom door shut behind me. I used my host key to lock it from the outside. Then I rushed out of the house. As soon as I was back in my car, my hands trembling, I sent a message to Michael. Trying to sound casual, I wrote, "Hey, just checking in. Everything okay with your stay?" His reply came back instantly. "Perfect. Loving the peace and quiet." The words hung in the air, a stark, terrifying contrast to the muddy boots I had just seen. The peace and quiet was a lie. Someone else was in my house. The real terror began on day 6. I got a frantic text from Michael. "Huge problem. I think I broke a pipe in the basement. Water is everywhere. Please come fix it." Immediately, my heart sank. A flood could destroy the house, my entire investment. Sarah begged me not to go alone, but the thought of a burst pipe pushed me out the door. When I pulled into the driveway, the muddy truck was back. As I got out of my car, I noticed something else. A small, high window leading to the basement was slightly ajar. I punched in my host code and stepped inside. The house was dead silent. I yelled out, "Hello, Michael." Nothing. I raced down to the basement, bracing myself for a disaster. But the room was bone dry. There was no broken pipe, no water anywhere. I was confused, and now I was angry. Why would he lie about this then? He felt Italiano, a strong, cold draft coming from a dark corner of the room. I walked over and saw that a section of the finished drywall looked, oof, it was newer than the rest. The texture was uneven, and there were faint scratches around the edges. I pushed on a seam that was almost invisible in the dim light. A small door clicked open, revealing a tiny, dark crawl space. It was a secret room. Inside, there was no broken pipe, just a dirty sleeping bag, a pile of empty food cans, and an array of power tools. But the scariest discovery was a small, professional security monitor, wired directly into the house's electrical system, and on the screen was a live feed of the master bedroom, the very room I had locked just 2 days before. The horrifying truth hit me like a physical blow. The man wasn't just my guess. He was a permanent lodger, living inside my walls. He had been spying on everyone who stayed there, and the broken pipe was a lie to lure me here. Alone, panic seized me. I scrambled out of the crawl space, my only thought being to get out and call the police. I raced up the stairs. As I reached the top step, the front door slammed shut with a deafening boom. A slow, heavy voice echoed from the living room, calm and chilling. "Guest checkout is tomorrow, John." "You're early." I didn't stop. I didn't look back. I sprinted for the garage, fumbled with the door, and scrambled out into the cold night air. I locked myself in my car, my fingers barely able to dial 911. The police arrived within minutes. They stormed the house, found the hidden room. But it was empty. Michael T., or whoever he was, had vanished. The credit card used for the booking was stolen. I thought the nightmare was finally over. We sold the house immediately. We just wanted to forget. But weeks later, after we had moved into our new home, I received one last piece of mail, forwarded from the old address. It was a formal-looking envelope. Inside, a note was handwritten on a torn sheet from an old notebook. It was the final Airbnb review for Michael T. It read, "A perfect stay. The landlord was so friendly. The master bedroom closet was a tight fit, but I didn't mind. Can't wait to come back next summer." And I realized his checkout was just a pause. The terror wasn't that he had been in my house. The terror was knowing he was still out there, that he was still watching, and that now he knew exactly where I lived. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Stay safe out there.